Today I'm announcing the unsealing of a 3-count indictment, charging Sean Combs with racketeering, interstate transportation. The indictment alleges that between at least 2008 and the present, Combs abused and coerced victims to fulfill his desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct.
Y'all, let's break this down. The day we've all been waiting for has finally arrived. Diddy, the music mogul himself, was arrested on September 16th in New York. And honey, the charges are no joke. We're talking racketeering, conspiracy, fraud, and coercion, among others. But hold on to your wigs, because that's just the tip of the iceberg. Now, you might be thinking, how much worse can it get? Well, buckle up, Buttercup, because we're just getting started. Reportedly, Diddy's got more on his plate than just these charges. Kim Porter's family is allegedly officially on his case, and his son Quincy. Word on the street is he might be cooperating with the feds against his own father. I mean, can you say family drama? Let's dive into the nitty-gritty, shall we? This arrest comes about 6 months after federal authorities raided Diddy's luxurious homes in Los Angeles and Miami. And loves, when I say they're building a case, I mean they're constructing a whole dang skyscraper. The prosecutors aren't playing around. They've interviewed over 50 people and witnesses, and they're expecting that number to grow. They're using everything they can get their hands on: financial records, travel logs, billing info, electronic data, communications, and even videos of those wild parties Diddy was hosting. Y'all, they're leaving no stone unturned. Now let's talk consequences. If Diddy gets convicted on every charge, we're looking at a minimum of 15 years in prison. But here's the kicker. There's a possibility of a life sentence. I know, right? It's giving locked up and they won't let me out vibes. But you know Diddy, he's not going down without a fight. He pleaded not guilty and even tried to get bail. His defense team came through with a whole proposal, including a $50 million bond. Yes, you heard that right. $50 million. They had his mother, sister, the mother of his oldest daughter, and his 3 adult sons all ready to co-sign. Talk about a family affair. The proposal also included some travel restrictions. Diddy would only be allowed to go between Florida and New York for court, meeting with his lawyers and medical appointments. They even mentioned that Diddy and his kids had already handed over their passports after the raids on his properties. But here's where it gets juicy. After all that back and forth between the defense and prosecutors, the judge said, "Nah, fam," and denied Diddy's bail request. This means our boy Diddy is staying in custody while he waits for his trial. Now, let's talk about where Diddy's staying. According to reports, he's being held in the special housing unit at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn. It's separate from the general prison population and is used for inmates who need extra protection. I guess being a celebrity has its perks, even in jail. But wait, there's more. The 14-page indictment against Diddy has been unsealed, and honey, it's spicier than a ghost pepper. Federal agents reportedly found not just 1, not 2, but 1,000 bottles of baby oil at Diddy's homes. I mean, was he planning to slip and slide his way out of trouble? And if that wasn't enough, they also found 3 AR-15s. Talk about being prepared for anything. These items were supposedly part of Diddy's wild party setup. The indictment talks about how he used these supplies for extravagant gatherings, including controlled substances, extra linens, and lighting. It's like he was running a whole hotel in there. But it gets darker, loves. The indictment accuses Diddy of coercing women and others around him to fulfill his desires, protect his reputation, and cover up his actions. They're saying he used his staff, money, and influence to build not just a business empire, but a whole criminal enterprise. We're talking forced labor, arson, bribery, and obstruction of justice. It's like a whole crime buffet. The indictment also drops some serious bombshells about how Diddy treated women. It says that from at least 2009 and continuing for years, he mistreated women by punching, bragging, throwing objects at them, and worse. They're saying he lured women in with the promise of a relationship, then forced them into these wild parties using physical force and other means. These parties, or freak-offs as they're called in the indictment, were apparently quite the production. Diddy allegedly arranged, directed, and even recorded these intimate performances. His staff would book hotel rooms and stock them with baby oil, lubricant, sheets, and extra lighting. Some of these parties supposedly lasted for days, with Diddy and others needing IV fluids to recover. It's giving what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas energy, but way more intense. Now, despite all this tea being spilled, Diddy is still claiming he's innocent. His lawyer, Mark Garagos, is calling the prosecution unjust. He said, and I quote, "Mr. Combs is an imperfect person, but he is not the criminal he is being portrayed as." The lawyer even said Diddy has been cooperative with the investigation and voluntarily moved to New York to face the charges. They're asking everyone to hold their judgment until all the facts are out. But honey, with all this evidence, I'm not sure innocent is the word I'd use. During a press conference, U.S. Attorney Damian Williams made it clear that they're not done with Diddy yet. The investigation is ongoing, and they're urging anyone with additional information to come forward. It's like they're saying, if you know something, say something.
Second, we are not done. This investigation is ongoing, and I encourage anyone with information about this case to come forward and to do it quickly. Anyone with information can call 1-877-4-HSI-TIP. I want to express my deep appreciation for the victims and witnesses who have used their voices and helped bring this criminal conduct to light.
Now, let's talk about Quincy, Diddy's son. There are rumors flying around that Quincy might be willing to cooperate with the feds or that he's already working with them. Can you imagine your own son turning against you? That's some Shakespeare-level drama right there. What's more, Quincy and his biological father, Al B. Sure, have reportedly been spending a lot of time together lately. They've apparently put their strained relationship behind them and are becoming closer. An insider spilled the tea that Quincy and Al have been talking more and trying to make up for lost time. They were even spotted together at the White House for an event. Talk about a family reunion. Now, this is all alleged at this point, but sources are saying that Quincy told the feds how Diddy really treated Kim Porter behind the scenes. Quincy is one of the few people who saw what his mother went through with Diddy. And since the feds are hitting Diddy with RICO charges, they want evidence on everything and everyone Diddy has been associated with. Let's rewind a bit and talk about Al B. Sure and his relationship with Diddy. Even before Diddy's arrest, Al had hinted at his distrust of Diddy several times. After Kim Porter's death, Al wrote a post saying he didn't believe Kim just checked out over pneumonia. He called it BS and even tagged Diddy in the post to make sure he saw it. Al wrote about how they had just celebrated their son Quincy's new deal with Netflix and Kim had been in fantastic health. He ended the post with, "This is where I get in trouble," implying there was more to the story. In another instance, back in November 2021, Al claimed that in the time leading up to Kim's death, she was running from someone or something, and he had told her to call the FBI. He later edited the post to remove the FBI mention, but fans had already caught on to what he was trying to say. More recently, in March 2024, Al insinuated that Diddy played a role in his 2022 car accident. He even said he was working on a documentary that would shock the world. That's some serious tea.
We're going to be producing the Al B. Sure life story. So hold on to your britches, and you'll really understand how I ended up in a coma. You're really going to need to call Homeland Security.
After Homeland Security raided Diddy's homes, Al made a public plea to Quincy. He posted a throwback photo with Quincy and captioned it, "Letter to my son. Come home. The door is wide open. You're safe here, son. I love you. Pops, you're biological." It's clear that Al is trying to reconnect with Quincy and possibly protect him from whatever storm is coming. Now, it's worth noting that Quincy hasn't always had the best relationship with Al. In fact, he once wrote an open letter questioning the importance of a biological relationship and praising his mom, Kim Porter, for her love and support. But with all these new revelations coming to light about Diddy, especially concerning Kim, it seems Quincy might be changing his tune. There are even reports that Kim Porter's family is seeking legal advice and considering hitting Diddy with a wrongful death lawsuit. They allegedly have physical evidence to support their case. With Diddy's arrest, Kim's family is feeling more confident that they might finally get justice for her. Let's talk about Kim's death for a moment because there are some seriously suspicious details. Contrary to what was initially reported, some sources say Kim wasn't found unresponsive in her bed, but on the bathroom floor. If she was found in bed, some are speculating she was moved there. Here's where it gets even more suspicious. The original coroner who conducted the first autopsy on Kim reportedly suspected foul play due to the amount of a certain toxin found in her system. But get this, that coroner was allegedly fired and replaced by another one who ruled Kim's death as lobar pneumonia. And here's the kicker. It took 2 weeks to come to that conclusion. When people started questioning Kim's death, the first coroner mysteriously passed away. I mean, if that doesn't scream conspiracy, I don't know what does. Another weird detail, Kim's last call was reportedly at 2:43 a.m., but she wasn't found until 11 a.m. that morning. That's a long gap, and it's raising a lot of questions. Since Cassie filed her lawsuit against Diddy, a lot of information about Kim has come to light, and her family is hoping law enforcement will uncover even more. When U.S. Attorney Damian Williams was asked about how many other people might have been affected by Diddy's alleged crimes, he made it clear that they're working on getting justice for everyone involved, possibly including Kim. So far, they've interviewed and questioned 50 people, but that number is expected to grow. It seems like this investigation is just getting started, and who knows what other skeletons might come tumbling out of Diddy's closet.
Investigation is ongoing. We are committed to bringing justice to everyone who's been victimized by the defendant. I can't tell you why it took so long. I think the better focus is on the fact that we are here today. And we are committed to making sure that justice is done.
Hugh Loves, that was a lot to unpack. I'm dying to know what you think about all of this. Is this finally the end of Diddy's reign? Do you believe Quincy could really be working with the feds against his own father? And what about Kim Porter? Do you think she'll finally get the justice her family believes she deserves? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because this tea is too hot not to discuss. And remember, keep it cute, keep it mute, but most importantly, keep it real. Until next time, this is Hot Gossip, signing off. Bye. Signing off. Bye.